New details tonight about the 2009 death of a disabled man in Frankfort. Police want to know if his adopted sister, who now faces abuse charges in Michigan, had anything to do with it.
It's a problem with no solution that's only getting worse in Madison County, but now a group of people are trying to fix it. We'll tell you about it coming up.
A southern Kentucky facility that's helped many people over the years now needs help to survive.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Did a woman now accused of abusing her disabled adopted sister in Michigan have anything to do with the death of her adopted brother in Kentucky? Tonight we're learning some new details about this ongoing investigation.
Candy Lawson already faces abuse charges in Michigan, and Franklin County investigators tell us they're taking another look at the 2009 death of Lawson's adopted brother. Tonight, we've obtained a copy of his death certificate. Sean Moody is at the live desk with our top story at 6. Sean?
Hey there, Amber and Sam. We've been tracking this story for several days now. Yesterday, we learned that the Franklin County Sheriff's Office was opening an investigation into whether there's any evidence of abuse from when Candy Lawson lived here in Kentucky. The sheriff said that investigation would include looking at the death of a mentally challenged man who police in Michigan said Lawson had custody of when she lived here. Today, I got a copy of that man's death certificate, and we've learned that the Franklin County coroner will also now review the case. According to Christopher Justin Churchill's death certificate, he died of protein-calorie malnutrition. Franklin County Coroner Will Harrod said Churchill was 33 years old when he died in September 2009. He said he was 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighed just 60 pounds. Harrod said Churchill was brought into the Frankfort Regional Medical Center because he was vomiting. Harrod said Churchill's PCM condition caused his body to use a higher number of calories than usual and can also cause a decrease in appetite. He said at the time there was not substantial evidence of anything to show abuse. However, after police in Michigan said they found Lawson's adopted sister locked in a closet only weighing 74 pounds, the coroner says he will also take another look at Churchill's death. Now, Candy Lawson is named on this death certificate as the informant for the document. The same address is listed for both Lawson and Churchill. The coroner told us the death was not investigated further when it happened because he said there was not sufficient evidence to show anything other than natural causes, which is listed as the manner of death. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. In Michigan, Lawson is charged with abuse of a vulnerable adult and embezzlement. She is due back in court on August 26th.
Showers and storms moving across parts of the state right now, and some of the storms could be strong. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he's tracking right now on the First Alert Defender.
Yeah, a couple of pretty good boomers out there showing up right now, Sam, on Defender. All of this ahead of a push of some cool temperatures over the next several days. To get there, going to get a little bumpy, though, tonight into early tomorrow morning. What Defender is seeing, clusters of thunderstorms that are picking up coverage-wise and intensity-wise in at least a few cases. Strongest storm that we're tracking right now just to the west of Somerset in Pulaski County, right on top of the Jamestown area. Russell Springs, Lake Cumberland. That'll head into northern parts of Wayne County. Science Hill, Eubank, down to Burnside, Somerset, Shopville will all get in on some rain here over the next little bit. A little bit of thunder and lightning has been reported into southeastern Kentucky with other thunderstorms from earlier in the day. Steady rains on top of Boyle County, south side of Harrodsburg. Look what's beginning to bubble up across the Lexington metro. A couple of spotty showers and thunderstorms now going up just to the north and to the south of downtown Versailles. Not too far away from Keeneland on the west side of Lexington, getting in on some rains. Other showers and storms to the west of downtown Frankfort. Everything that is out there coming at us southwest to northeast. So if you're out and about this evening, umbrellas in tow with at least some thunderstorms that will be noted. Not going to rain the entire time, obviously. Temperatures into the muggy 70s. Thunder rolls in the short term. That is ahead of our fall cold front that we will track when I come back in just a few minutes, guys, as the nice temperatures take center stage in the coming days.
We have some new information about a temporary stay in the case of a Kentucky County clerk whose office is not issuing marriage licenses. Federal Judge David Bunning issued a new order this afternoon saying the stay will expire August 31st unless the U.S. 6th Circuit Court of Appeals acts sooner. On Monday, he denied a stay on the injunction that ordered Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis to issue marriage licenses, but he then issued the temporary stay on that ruling so the appeals court could review the case.
New tonight, Fayette County school leaders tell us they found 2 pellet guns at Leestown Middle School. In a letter sent home to parents, the principal says school leaders received a tip that 2 students had the pellet guns with them at the bus stop this morning. When the bus arrived at school, the principal says school workers stepped in and took the guns away. The principal says the school is taking, quote, appropriate and serious action to address the situation.
Frankfort police have a warning tonight. They say someone stole a police officer's badge and his handgun. Police say they were stolen out of the officer's locked, unmarked police car, which was parked outside his home. They say the badge and department-issued Glock handgun were inside a gym bag.
Our biggest concern is that somebody will try and use that badge to identify themselves as a Frankfort police officer or any type of law enforcement officer, which we do not want to happen.
Frankfort police have not made any arrests in this case. Police say if someone in plain clothes shows you a badge and tries to identify themselves as a police officer, you should ask for a photo ID.
A man accused of killing another man in Clark County appeared before a judge this afternoon. Roger Kinney pled not guilty to murder. He'll be back in court next Wednesday for a preliminary hearing. Investigators say that Kinney killed Darrell Wiseman in May, but the victim's body wasn't found until last month. Police later arrested Kinney in Ohio and brought him back to Kentucky earlier this week. A hearing for a man wanted in connection to a deadly crash in Tennessee ended with someone else being arrested. Benjamin Brewer was arrested in Lexington earlier this month. He's charged with vehicular homicide for a June crash that killed 6 people in Chattanooga. Police say that when they arrested Brewer, Charity Pennington was with him. She ended up being charged with hindering prosecution and drug trafficking. During today's hearing, the judge ordered Pennington arrested, claiming that she did not take a drug test after being released from jail on bond. Brewer also said he would allow police to take him back to Tennessee.
The Woodford County native, who is a prominent leader of the Black Lives Matter movement, is creating internet buzz over his race. A conservative news website claims it's outed 35-year-old Sean King as being white. Born and raised in Versailles, King has been quoted as saying he is the son of a Caucasian mother and an African-American father. He also claims he was the victim of racist attacks. But the website claims King's father was white, and a police report from a physical attack listed Sean King's race as white as well. Well, firing back on Twitter on Wednesday, King said that his race shouldn't matter, writing, quote, "I'm not going to stop doing what I do, being who I am or fighting the fights that I fight to end police brutality." Madison County leaders tell us there is no easy solution. We first told you about an overcrowding problem at the Madison County Detention Center a year ago.
And tonight the problem still has not been solved. So now a task force has been formed to find a permanent fix. Our Miranda Combs has a story new at 6.
This is a problem we've been reporting on for the past year, and it's only getting worse. This is a 195-bed facility. Right now, there are 299 inmates here.
Well, my job is to the safety and security of the inmates.
So that's not happening.
No, not when you're overcrowded like that.
We shot video of surveillance cameras inside the Madison County Detention Center. Cells with more inmates than they were meant to hold. Mattresses on the floor. The only thing there's room for, jailer Doug Thomas says, is trouble.
It's worse over here because no inmates tell you, "I'm sorry for stepping on you." They want to get up and hit you.
This isn't a new problem. Our investigation team was here a year ago.
I just can't keep piling people on top of people.
But there is a new plan. Madison County Judge Executive Reagan Taylor says last year the county spent $218,000 to house inmates in other county jails.
And if we could just figure out a way for short term to quit sending out our inmates to other counties because we're too overcrowded to house them, I mean, there's a potential $218,000 savings alone.
They are trying out community service for people that would typically get jail time for non-payment of fines, and they've started a jail task force, a group of Madison County residents who will look at all sides of the jail population problem in hopes of finding a solution.
You know, it's just a lot of challenges.
On top of everything else, they still owe $3 million on this 23-year-old facility. In Richmond, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
The jail task force will look at the possibility of building onto the original jail, building a new jail, or possibly partnering with other jails to create a regional facility.
It has helped hundreds of people over the years get back on their feet. But now the future of a Laurel County homeless shelter is in doubt. The Christian Shelter for the Homeless is facing a huge reduction in donations, and the director doesn't know how the facility will continue. Phil Pendleton has the story.
Life has been good, God has been good.
But life wasn't always so rosy for Paul R. Guthrie of Corbin.
Just existing, okay?
The 71-year-old had fallen on hard times. He was borrowing money just to make ends meet, living in a hotel room. That's when he discovered the Christian Shelter for the Homeless in London.
So this place has been a godsend to me. It's a fabulous place. The rules are real simple.
Shelter staff begin working with people from the moment they arrive, the goal being the day they leave. You see, people here say it's more about a hand up than a hand out.
We're helping to enable people to get back in and re-engage in life.
But in recent weeks, the donations from churches, businesses, and others have come up short. The shelter finds itself in the same place many of its clients are in.
Operationally, it's getting more and more difficult to staff properly.
They will still offer meals and beds, but the question is if they'll be able to offer all the services they do now.
Ministry of the shelter enables them to come and get a fresh start. It's not merely a place to crash or merely a place to grab a meal.
But I had fun.
Guthrie says the shelter did wonders for him. At 71, he's not young. But he says thanks to this place, he feels like he's been born again.
And this place is behind people who try to get their life together.
Shelter has both volunteer and paid staff, meaning that if they make cutbacks, some could lose their jobs. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
If you would like to help, a GoFundMe page has been set up to help the shelter. We have a link to that page on WKYT.com.
Tonight we have an update on 3 cats rescued from a burning apartment building in Frankfort. Frankfort firefighters revived the cats after saving them from the building on Sequoia Trail yesterday afternoon. We've learned the cats were taken to a vet last night for treatment, but the vet says the animals are doing fine tonight. They were given baths and exams today. An animal care organization is paying for the cats' medical bills. As for the fire, firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused it.
UK leaders want to make sure his heroic efforts are known for generations to come. Next, how they're honoring a trailblazing student.
And then how Keeneland is offering racing fans an inside look at plans for the upcoming Breeders' Cup.